Hi there, welcome back to my channel, a little bit about everything. Today I'm in the shop and I am going to do a little maintenance, or a little big maintenance on my table saw. I'm getting a vibration out of it, and I'm going to check the spindle to see if it's off, or it could be the washers that are warped or uneven, okay, if they're not properly machined. And that's what I'm doing. I'm checking out the runout on my spindle. Okay, so come over here and we'll take a look. Okay, so I have this set up, and I'm going to actually put it to one side. Alright, so let's take a look and see what I'm getting for a runout. I got 0 here, and I'm going to make a little mark. I'm going to bring it there. Is it there? Okay, I'm going to set that to 0. Ten thou, 12 thou, and it's going back. Twelve thou. So what I have to do is take off the belt. This drops, and then I have to remove the blade, and behind the blade is the spindle. Alright, I'm going to raise this a bit, and now get some of the tools. Okay, so there's a place where you can line up a wrench here, yeah, I believe so, yeah, and it stops conveniently. There's a notch in the steel work down here. So now all I have to do is put the wrench over here and loosen the nut. Oh, before I go any further, this is very important. Don't want this thing accidentally going off on me. This is a brand new blade, so it can't be warped. This isn't the problem. Just hang this up here. Okay. So So I don't want to lose any parts. Just going to set this back on there. Okay, now set this aside here. And now I think I'm just going to remove anything that can get damaged. Set this aside. Oh, I run a this is a Incra Mitre V12 Incra USA. I have a plug in here. So I've removed the plug in, okay, and now this is just a Phillips, I believe. Yep. So now I'm going to remove that belt, and to do so all I have to do is lift up on the motor. Gravity, the weight of this thing and the gravity is what's keeping tension on that belt. Okay, so I need both hands to do this. So I've loosened the tension off, remove the belt, and you can see the spindle here. Okay, now the only way to remove the spindle is by removing that pin. So that turned out to be an Allen key. So I think I can pull this out if I can get it unscrewed. I'm going to put a little WD-40 on it, give it a few taps, and then try to get it off. So I've gotten that screw out. It's right there on the table. So that's the pin. I'm going to give it a few taps. If it doesn't come out, I'll have to remove the top. Oh, it's coming off. Something fell in there. And here it is. This is the spindle. I wonder if I can spin that in the lathe without taking it apart. It's on bearings. All I have to do is machine this face down. This face right here, that's all I got to do is machine it down. So maybe I can hold on to this with the wrench. And take that off with the impact. But I have to take a look at if it's which way it was tightened on there. If it's a tighty-righty or a lefty-loosey, right? It's a tighty-righty, so lefty-loosey. And I had a socket with me. Where'd it go? This should not have come undone, and it's been wearing for a long time. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know if I can clean this up. Oh, it's gone. It went. All right. So this is the spindle. And I believe these bearings don't feel good. I'm going to change them if I can. Okay, so I've managed to line the tailstock up with the center spindle, or the spindle. Now cleaning out the centers on the spindle and setting it up in the lathe. So I thought that the spindle might have been bent. I think the only problem is that the spindle is bent. The bearings are bad. I'm just going to take a light skim on it and see what the cutter does, if it's like rubbing in one spot and not on the other. I've got a little bit of lathe work to do now on this piece, and this is the spindle holder, okay, and there's on one end of it, it's threaded, okay, and there's a sheet on both sides. So what you do is you crush your bearings up against that sheet with a spacer in between, okay. And this side where you see the gear or the rack is where the spindle holds the blade, okay. And on the other side here, there's a nut that compresses the, just a second, I'll show you. And this is the pulley side, and it's compressed with a nut, okay. But this pulley here is in two pieces. See? I can split it apart. Now I don't know why they made it that way, but it's solid. Maybe this provided a means of adjusting the pulley width. That's all I can see. But there was also a retaining ring on this side holding the bearing. I don't know if it was holding the assembly from side to side or just the bearing, okay? But I know it came undone, and it's not cast metal or steel. It's either manganese or aluminium, but it's cast, okay? I gotta make this ring, okay? I'll show you what happens, see? Here, this portion is threaded, and this ring goes on there, and you need a spanner to tighten that up. And it came undone, and it was rubbing on the back of the pulley here. You can see the scoring here. And I was getting 10 thou or 12 thou runout, and I couldn't figure it out. It was a wobble. And I tried machining this. It's ground, but it wasn't off. It was off maybe 2/10, 3/10, 5 at the most. I can't see that causing 10,000 runout. So this is what I'm going to be machining, the collet or the ring. These numbers seem a little strange to me, but it was 1/4 inch thread, 3/8 high, okay, and that's the hole for the spanner, and the outer diameter $162.95. Measure this. I double checked my measurements, and I tried the thread pitch gauge. I tried metric and standard. It seems like a 16 thread, and these numbers sort of tell me that it's, or makes me believe that it is a standard thread. but the 1.25 metric, or no, sorry, that's wrong. It's the 1.50 metric that the pitch gauge fits the best. Okay. My lathe isn't just it doesn't have a gearbox on it for the pitch, so I have to actually come in here and change the gears around, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. And 1.5, sorry. So this is the gear setup over here. See, 1.5. And over here, this is where I put the gears in to get it right. So I've got my compound rest set at 30 degrees. I feed off of here. I retract off of here. So as soon as I hit my 0, I'll mark it up here on my... I can measure my thread pitch. Okay. And the problem with this is I have to reverse my spindle to back it out. So I have to shut it off before I get there, and then set my machine on reverse. I really wish I don't even have a thread dial gauge on this thing. Here so you can see what I see. So that's the threads right there. And it fits. So I got it right. I don't want to fuck it up. I'll back up one. I'm going to set this on neutral. Not quite, huh? Okay, so these threads are okay now. So if you look at the board, or this is the bit I was using here, it's a carbide threading bit. I can do cast, I can do pretty much I want with this bit. But I also do have some bits, some ceramic bits for threading. So now I've got my thread all the way through. I've got to mill down till I get only 1/4 inch thread, and the height I want 3/8. And before I part it off, I'm going to take a hacksaw and slit those pieces in there.